Hey guys, hey everyone. This is Ziki one more time, and I'm back today on having Sunday business talk. Yes. Now, guys, I wanted to wait to join the stream. We need to talk to our guest first before I can add you in the stream. But later on, I'm going to open the platform so that everyone can ask questions and contribute. All right. So today we do have the beautiful hair goddess herself.
I'm going to open the platform. Hi, can you
Okay,
hear me?
I'm going to mute you a little bit so that, okay. So today we do have a beautiful hair. Her name is Chido Chelsea Nzuwa, all the way from Zimbabwe, but she's based in China. She's a business lady, and today we just want to know how she started, how she's managing, and everything else that we want to know about the business. All right. So thank you so much for joining, Chelsea. Open the mic.
Hi, everybody. How are you? I'm so excited to be here with all of you today and talk some business, talk some hair. Let's do it. I'm excited. And thank you so much to Ziggy for having me here.
Yes. All right. So I can see a lot of familiar faces there. And guys, I'm going to give you the chance later. Right now, let's just talk to Miss Chelsea. Yeah, first of all, we want to know when did you go to China?
So I came to China in 2013. I came initially as a student to study something like every time I tell people, they're like, why did you study that when you're a hair person? But I like challenges. So I studied aircraft engineering for 4 years and graduated.
Tell people one more time. What did you study?
I studied, okay, the full name is aeronautical engineering. So it's basically engineering of aircraft, the body, and the engine. So yeah, that's my
And you
background.
graduated with
Yeah,
that?
with a B plus actually.
Wow. So I mean, have you practiced? Are you practicing along your studies?
Well, to be honest, it's a long story about how I ended up doing it. But basically, when I finished high school, I wanted to go to hair school, and being, in an African family, my dad was like, "No way." So he said, "Pick a degree. You do it for 4 years. You graduate. After that, your life is yours. You do what you want." So I really liked airplanes. I still do, and I love physics. So I decided to do aircraft engineering, and yeah, that's how I ended up here. But I
So
just wanted.
now, how did you end up swapping from aeroplanes to hair?
Because hair was always the goal. So airplanes was just so that I can have something to fall back on one day. But hair is always
Mm.
all the time.
Okay, so how long have you owned your business and when did you start?
So from the time that my business went official, in Zimbabwe, it was 2015. My dad realized I was really serious about business and about hair, so he helped me to open my first company, which it's called the Main Attraction in Zimbabwe. It's not really operating, but yeah, that was the first time I got a taste of business. And then when I moved back to China in 2018, I then opened what is now Urban Goddess, or in Chinese, it's called Nanjing Overseas Hair Company. So
Wow.
about give or take 5-6 years now.
Wow, that's beautiful. So where's your company based?
It's based in China. The main company is based in China in Nanjing, and I'm based in Beijing. But the company goes wherever I need it to go.
We want to know, a lot of us, we want to start businesses and everything. What are the pros and cons of owning a business?
So I will speak, obviously from my own personal view. So in business, I'm not gonna lie, business is crazy. Like business is like having a baby that just cries all the time. Okay, it's crazy. Like so I'll say like I'll start with the pros because there are a lot of pros. The first thing is obviously if you start a business and something you're really passionate about, it doesn't really feel like a job. You wake up in the morning like, okay, I'm going to go do what I like. It's not so stressful. Another pro is that you obviously get to play life on your own terms. You have a holiday when you want, sometimes. You get to make your own schedule and you get to be your own boss. I don't know if a lot of people like have felt that like freedom of knowing that whatever you have done and whatever you have made is all you. It's not no one who gave you a salary. Nobody did anything for you. It's all you. That's like a really good feeling, like especially for me. And then another pro is obviously you are bringing something to the market that is you. It's unique and it's going to be something that, if it's good enough, it's going to stand the test of time. And then
Hmm.
unfortunately, the cons is that you work all the time. Like, you can decide to take a holiday, but your business is going to collapse if you're not careful. So,
Wow.
you work all the time. And one of the
Hmm.
cons that, like, one of the cons for me personally is being my own brand ambassador, because wherever I go, people go, "Oh, Urban Goddess." Some people don't even know I'm called Chelsea. So they say, "Oh, Urban Goddess, look at her hair." So every time I have to make sure, like, my hair looks
You
okay,
are.
or
You are the brand.
and sometimes, you just want to go out with my banzi on your head.
Yes, it's true.
But
It's
you
true.
can't do that. And even if I post something on social media or whatever, because I am my brand, that also reflects on my brand. So there's certain things that I have to stay away from, or things that I have to do just to maintain my brand image, which I have chosen. So that's also a
Wow.
very difficult part. You have to really be professional in everything that you do.
Oh, wow. We've had a lot of people talking that it's very difficult to start a business at home, later on in a foreign country, and especially in China. How did you go about it? How easy is it to start a business in China as a foreigner?
So China, as you guys, most of you might know, has a lot of rules, a lot of regulations, and opening a business is actually not as difficult as people think or may have been told. Obviously, depending on the resources you have and your own background and all that stuff, it all ties into it. But basically, the basic steps to opening a company. For me, it took me, I'll say, a little under 5 to 6 months to get my company fully, like, licensed and running and all that. The first thing is obviously you need to find an agent. I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, I can do myself." Don't be a hero.
Yeah.
Do it yourself, please don't. You're gonna cry. Don't do it yourself. Just find somebody, find an agent, a trustworthy agent. There's a few very reliable people that do this, and they're gonna help you to choose a company name, because your company has to be named in Chinese,
To be
obviously.
named, yes.
Yes. And in your name, it has to include the scope of your business. So let's say you want to do a hair business. You cannot name your company Chelsea's Cup Business or something like that.
Oh.
It needs to be directly tied to what your business is going to be about, because they're very strict about that.
Mm, mm, mm.
After choosing the name, and you have to pick like two or so directors who are going to be part of your company. Usually, they'll recommend you to get a Chinese friend to help with that, because it makes life so much easier. If you don't have
Mm,
a Chinese friend, you might want to, I don't know, find someone who can help you with this, because it is almost impossible without the help of somebody. And then after you've done all that, you go through company registration, which is also done through the agent. You obviously pay some money for that. I'll say, like, in general, for the whole process, put aside 10 to 20,000, depending on where you are. Um,
mm.
and after company registration, everything is pretty much. Oh, also you need to find a location for the business. So depending
The
on which city,
premise.
yes, like, you can't just register a business and have your house as the address for the business. They won't let you.
Mm.
So, depending on which city you are, you might be able to just get a digital address, what they call, it's like a mailbox. So you don't really have to get an office. But most cities now,
Ah.
yeah, most cities now, they require foreigners to have a physical address, which is not your house. And this place has to be a place that is registered for company use, not an apartment or something like that. So,
Oh,
yeah.
wow. So I wanted to ask, for someone who is overseas, who's still back home, they want to register their company in China, can it be done?
Yeah, it can, but I mean, with the business address part of it, you might need to find somebody who can let you use their place and you pay
Who
them
is
rent.
there? Mm,
Yeah,
mm.
usually the agents can help with this. It's just that it obviously costs more if they're looking for the person for you.
Hmm. Now, getting back to this hair business, okay, to the hair business.
Yeah.
I know that there are a lot of people who are into it, and yourself, how do you keep your business as the number one, as the preference for people? So that people say, no, I would just rather choose to go to Urban Goddess. Okay, how do you manage that?
It's okay, so for me personally, this is my own belief. I don't know if it stands for a lot of other people, but I feel like your business and your personality, they kind of have to go together. So for me, I'm very personal with my customers. Like any of my customers, they will tell you that I will talk to you as I'm not going to try to push a product on you. You know, you come
Mm,
to my
mm,
house,
mm.
say, hey, Chelsea, how much for this wig? I'm not going to be like, oh, you know, you need to buy it today. I'll tell you, okay, this wig is like this. Like this wig is a closure wig. It doesn't need glue. You can wear it without glue and all this if you want something like that. If you want something different, we also have this. Like I'll just suggest it. And also, I don't know if I'm a friendly person, but you know, I get along with people easily. So I think my personal brand and idea is just that, you know, be nice and be friendly, and everything else will follow. Be authentic. Don't try to be something you're not. Like there's a lot of things that I see, you know, especially as a hair person. I'm sure you know the hair.
Yes.
It's you have to like be this person or this person, and that's not me. And I'm just not gonna force it. So I think just staying true to myself is really helped because you know even if I have just like 10 people buying my wigs, they have bought like 15 of them over and over again. So I have
Okay.
some clients who have like 20 wigs from me or 6 7 wigs from me, and they just continuously come back and we actually build a relationship. So I think it's really important to don't treat your customers like they're just a way to make money because
Mm.
there's a lot of business that way. If you just look at someone like a transaction, we're all humans. We want to feel like we're worth something. Like you know,
We're with something exactly.
yeah, like you don't want to walk into a place. You know, it's like that's the difference between a fast food restaurant and like you know a 5-star restaurant. You get there, they're like, oh, welcome, sit down, here's some water and whatever. When you get to KFC, they're like, what do you want? Quickly, go. So, you know, you won't want to go to KFC and sit down and, you know, really enjoy yourself. You're just going there because you just want what they have. So I think it's
It's true.
give people an experience because people don't forget that.
It's true. So, for example, I want to start my hair business or my business. How much of capital should I have? I mean, just
It
approximately.
depends, right? So some people, what they want to do is just to sell hair. Like they sell hair extensions. They just sell it,
Mm,
not
just
in being
selling, yeah.
in it. Yes. So for that, I would say you can literally start with one set. You just have to find a way to market it to the right person, and it can build on from there. But then, like what I do is more of customized wigs. So like this wig that
Oh,
I'll do something cute or special to it to make it different. So my main thing is like giving people unique wigs that you know, if you see
oh,
"Ooh, that wig looks different," that's what I want people to be like. So for me,
wow.
to start, you know, with just whatever I could get. And at first, I was really scared, obviously, because people don't really like colored wigs, or I used to think that.
Yes.
And you know, even my mom, she's like, "So who are you going to sell these crazy wigs to?" And I was like, "It's okay, ma." You know, I'll send her a picture. She's like, "What's the, like? Why? Why are you doing all this colorful stuff?" And I was like, "To me, this is art. This is how people should express themselves if they want to.
Mm.
They want to
So,
be."
so in other ways, there is a difference between just being a hair vendor and actually being a hair businesswoman, right?
Yeah, because when you're a vendor, you're just reselling. So it's like I'm buying these cups and I'm just reselling them. But if I'm
Yeah.
making the cups myself and putting my own logo on them and giving you a different packaging, to me, I mean, both ways it is business, obviously, but it's very different type of business.
Wow. So, I mean, okay, in this business, you do mainly with women. Sometimes we women, we are said to be very difficult, very choosy. How do you deal with customers when you have sent your hair maybe to Brazil, and then someone saying this hair is like this, and like how do you deal with that?
So I think that's where it comes in, like talking to your customer like fully before they make the purchase. So for example, if I'm sending you a wig that is, you know, it's colored blue or something, I'm gonna warn you in advance that if you wear white clothes, your clothes will get stained because it's very blue dye, you know.
Mm.
Or I tell you this hair, you have to maintain it this way. I try to make sure I give people all the information. So when you get it, you know what it is. You know, I had this one instance with a lady in the US. She received a wig and she hadn't put it on yet. So she was like, "Oh, I don't like the color. It doesn't suit me." And then I was like, because she sent me a picture of what she wanted, and then she said, "Can you make it
Hmm.
however you want, but according to this picture?" So she's like, "Oh, you didn't color correctly. The color's not right. It's not going to suit me." And I was
Mm.
like, "Put it on your head, wear it, and then tell me what you think." And then she actually did put it on. She's like, "Oh, okay," because each skin tone is suited by certain colors. There's certain colors
Yes.
that look good on me, but won't look good on someone else, and vice versa.
Mm.
So yeah, basically, it's just you have to talk to your customers. It's a lot more work, obviously, but if you want to, I feel like if you want to go far in business, you just have to treat it like a personal thing. Like you really have to put 110% effort in everything.
100%. Wow, that is very interesting. So right now I'm going to add one person here. They will ask you one question, and then I'm going to take them out from the stream.
Okay.
Hi.
Hey, sis.
Hi, Chloe.
Hi, Chloe.
Okay, you might
Okay,
need to
you
switch
might
one of
need
your
to switch
gadgets.
one of your gadgets. I have a gadget on.
You might, because there's
Mhm.
You might, because there's a. Oh, you need the camera.
You have an echo.
yeah. I'm just enjoying reading the comments as well.
Okay. So
Okay.
let's
So
move on. Let's
let's
move
move
on.
on. Let's move on.
Don't open your mic, please. Okay. Because the echoes are not really good.
yeah.
Okay, now tell me about shipping. How do you ship your products to your clients around the world?
So, actually, surprisingly, can you guys still see me? Sorry, my computer is just loading here. Surprisingly, the hardest country to ship to is Zimbabwe. Out of all the countries that I've ever shipped to, like I've
Wow.
had the hardest time shipping to Zimbabwe. There's always hidden fees, duty. That's one thing that you really have to be careful about. Is that every country has its own tax laws and duty and all that stuff. And usually with hair, like in Zimbabwe, they charge like about 40 to 60% duty. So if you bought hair for $100, you're going to be paying 140 for it. So, and obviously you don't want the customer to bear those costs, so you have to think of all that.
Mm.
So, mostly I use DHL or FedEx, or also I do have a hair factory that I'm in collaboration with. So sometimes they can send my wigs to like remote places like Caribbean islands and South America, those places that are hard to reach.
Directly. Hmm. Interesting. So speaking of duty, so for example, if I buy it, you tell me that this hair is like $100,
Yeah.
and then it has to go to Zimbabwe, and then when it's going to Zimbabwe, then they put duty for me. Who bears the cost? Is it you or it's me?
It's supposed to be me because I'm supposed to, as a business person, I'd say you should factor in every cost, and what the client gets is what they paid for. I don't want someone to be telling me, like, you buy something on Taobao and then it arrives and they tell you, oh, we need another 50 kwai. Why? you know? So
Hmm.
I feel like as a business person, when you price your products, you should have factored in all the costs. And if people think it's too expensive, then you have to explain to them that I've done the duty, I've done the shipping, I've done everything for you. So you're getting
Wow.
a full package without paying extra, because it's very difficult as well. It's a lot of work. You'd rather just pay for it upfront and get it done with.
Wow. So looking at all these costs that you're talking about of duty and everything, do you have like a shop in Zimbabwe or any other country?
Unfortunately, not yet. In Zim, I found it a little bit difficult because I'm also a control freak. I think it might be my fault. Like, I want to be there in person and like watch over everything. So, at the moment in Zimbabwe, no. Anywhere else, no. We just do it online. I have a Shopify store for my international clients, and then I have a WeChat store for my China clients.
Mm,
So
mm, mm.
just use those. So basically, in Zim, the only thing I invest in is my parents' farm. That's it.
Oh, wow. Okay, now speaking of which, you are in the diaspora. We expect, the people in the diaspora to be developing back home. So now that you have told me your hair business is not yet in Zimbabwe, what other projects do you have running in Zimbabwe? You know?
So in Zimbabwe, like I said, I'm mostly devoted into my family's farm. So my family has a horticulture and agriculture farm. It's corner Glen Forest and Borrowdale Road. You'll never miss it. It's like the first farm you see when you go to Glen Forest. And basically, as much as it's a family business, my dad did explain to me that one day we're going to need, whether we live in Zimbabwe or not, we need to have something that we can say is ours in Zimbabwe, even if it's not a house or a car, just have something in Zimbabwe because you never know when you need to fall back on something. So I'm very invested in the farm and everything they do there, and I help them with social media. So yeah.
Wow, that's very interesting. Now, I think some people might want to see some of the products that I can see behind you. Then you explain to us what's going on there.
Yeah.
Okay. You might want to show us one of your products there. I can see two there.
Yeah. Okay, so behind me, sorry, it's the other way. Behind me here, I've got just two of my wigs.
You,
So let
you
me,
might, you might, you might if you can move it.
yeah. So let me show you guys like up close. Okay, so this is one of our wigs. This wig is originally black. As you guys can see, it's brown
Mm.
now. So that's part of what I like to do is I like to give it something different. So as you can see, it's now like black with brown on the bottom, which is like more of an interesting look, like,
Yes.
something different, right? And then it's wavy. This length is called 22 inches. It's about like halfway down my back. It's pretty long.
Wow.
Yeah. And then inside here, you guys can see the lace. This is the lace. This is called a closure. So this is
Mm.
basically a glueless wig. It doesn't need a lot like glue or all that stuff. It's like more for you just wear it and you go. It's good for
Wow.
the girl who doesn't want to put a lot of effort. Sometimes you don't
Mhm.
30 minutes to do a game. You throw it on and you go. And then here you can see like the front, it's already done. So when I send a wig to you, like let's say you Ziki, you buy a wig from me, I always ask you like, if I haven't seen a picture of you, haven't seen you before, I'll ask, can I see a picture of your complexion? So this lace won't be this color when I send it to you. It will be almost
Oh.
the color of your skin so that it can match. Because if it's too light, like it won't work. So I'm gonna tint the lace before I send it, and I also have a lot of products that I use that are my own.
Oh.
Actually launching a wig install kit. I'm supposed to have launched it, but because in Beijing we're locked down, I didn't get the products. Long story,
Hmm. Very
but yeah.
interesting.
So this is one of the things that I do, and I call these like ready to ship because it's already been styled. All you need to
It's,
tell me is, do you want this cut off? What color do you need it to be? How dark do you need it to be? So that it can match. Like if you guys can see, this is like almost my skin color. Can you see that? The lace?
yes, yes. It just looks like it's
Yeah. So
very
that's why,
natural.
yeah. So that's the whole point. Like I feel like wigs don't have to look so wiggy all the time. You can still look natural even with, a colorful wig and all that.
Wow. And I've also seen that you have launched these like very, very, how can I say, vibrant colors, like very vibrant colors. Like you have seen like these days, people are into fashion. They
Yeah.
go overboard with colors and everything. And I've seen that you have started creating those kind of beautiful stuff. Do you have
Yeah.
anything to show us?
I can show you guys a picture because
Okay, if it's visible
I'm
enough,
working
it's okay.
on some of them, right? I don't know if you guys can
It
see
is.
this.
It is clear. Yes, we can
Yes, yes.
see. Wow.
Um, the story behind this wig is this girl, she showed me a picture of a lemon and she showed me a tennis ball. And she said, can you put these two wigs together and these two things together and make something? So a lot
Wow.
of customers who like colorful stuff, they send me maybe like a picture they saw somewhere and they say, hey, can you recreate this? Can you do this for me? So I'm always like trying to do some really cool
Like this
stuff.
one is so cute. Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
This is amazing. We just
Um,
hope that one day you're going to open a big factory in Zimbabwe, because I know the Zimbabwean ladies, we love beautiful things, okay? So if
yes,
you have a factory there, it's going to be very easy.
definitely, definitely. Because I feel like
Mm.
a lot of people also, I think they're just scared to try colorful wigs or to try a new look because you're used to how you look. It's like trying on makeup for the first time, or it's always scary. You're like, what if I don't look nice? And then
Mm.
people say, I'm scared of this color. I'm like, what? Just try it, and if you feel like it's overwhelming, then we can change the color because we can always change the color. So they get it. They're like, oh, actually, I like this. My friend said I look so cool. I look different. So it's like fashion. You got to try
Wow.
something new.
Okay, I'm going to open your mic, and I think now you can try. Open your, okay.
Is it better now?
Ish.
She said yes. I give up that the Wi-Fi is terrible. We look so pretty. Isaac, how are you?
Hey,
Well, am I supposed to ask a compliment? How is this drawing?
Hello?
Hello.
please go ahead.
Oh no, I was asking. Am I supposed to ask a question? Or I'm supposed to compliment.
Anything, even if you want to compliment, if you're a satisfied customer, the better.
Oh, I'm a very satisfied customer. The first time I bought a wig from her, I think it was on the 9th of June. That was the first time I talked to Chelsea. And I talked to all the haircuts, the hair gurus in China per se. And everyone was just like, nah, this is not the person I need. And when I talked to Chelsea, I was like, yes, this is home. This is what I need. No, she understood me. She understands my fears. From now on, if I order a wig, I don't even have to be specific. If I want it to be this kind of lace, she knows. Okay, this is the thing she needs. Just give me the colors. That's it. So she's super awesome. I
Okay.
love her. And I hope she does.
How many weeks have you bought
does great.
last year?
Girl, I cannot count. Maybe more than 15 though.
More than
Wow.
50 weeks since last year. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you. Wow, that's a compliment. They're saying you provide very good services to your customers. I think that is what it's all about. In business, you need to have your customers satisfied. Okay, then they're going to spread the news. Keep it up on that one. Okay. Now, what
Okay.
advice do you have to some other people who also want to venture into this hair business?
I think I can speak for, business in general. So with business, you need to be very, very sure about what you want to go into and why you want to go into. Never forget your why, because your why is the reason that's going to get you through the worst days of your life.
Mm, mm,
So,
mm,
I look at a lot of really big business people like Jeff Bezos, Warren Buffett, Jack Ma, even Oprah Winfrey, these people they had an idea, and you had to be like 110% obsessed with that idea. You have to eat, sleep, live that idea. Wherever you are, you need to just be your idea. People need to get tired of hearing you talk about your business. They'll be like, she's back again, you know and if you don't put 110% in your business, you're not going to get anything out of it, because it all depends on you, on your effort. And also, anything can be a business. Like when I actually, how I got into hair business is that, when I was 16, I went to this. I'm not sure if you've lived in Harare before, but there were these two men who were hairdressers. They were called Solo and Koza. So they were like the most elite hairdressers in Harare at that
wow.
time, in like 2013. And they did something to me that was called bonding in my hair, right? So bonding is basically where they glue the weave into your hair with hair glue. And it was the first time I'd ever seen it. And I was like, wow, these people are like amazing. And when I went there, their whole place was like, it was busy, it was bustling. Ladies were leaving there and they're like, yes, this is the best I've ever looked. And I was like, this is what I want. I want people to feel this way every time that, I go through with their hair and all that stuff. So, those thoughts and all the nice things that people be saying, these are the things that get me through those days when times get really tough, because
Yeah.
times will get crazy if you don't, you need to be, what's the word? You need to learn. Like, don't open a business until you've learned basic accounting, basic maths, pricing, shipping costs, all these things, because honestly, you'll realize that at the end of the day, you're just working for nothing if you
Yeah, I
don't.
was going to ask you about that. I was about to ask you, like, do you need to have some kind of, education, for you to run it successfully? I was about to ask you that question.
Well, I think, from my perspective, I've already seen my mistakes in what my issue is with my business. So my issue with my business is that my business is like a baby, and I don't want to let it go. I don't want it to. I'm like so scared. Like, no, don't start walking. I'm not ready. So that has held me back a lot, because, like, let's say for example, I need somebody to design a poster. I will decide to design it myself because I'm like, I know how I want it. I know they won't do it
Oh.
the way I want it. But I could have used that time to do something else. I'm not very good at accounting and I've been trying to learn for the longest time. But I realized when I hired somebody who does my accounting, life was so much easier. Yes, you pay a little extra, but it removes all that stress and you're now free to actually do what you like to do in your business. So you need to be ready to get the appropriate people or the appropriate help you need, and you need to be ready to invest in your business. A business does not come for free, guys. Like, I know we
Mm.
see a lot of people, they've got all these fancy things, they've got cars and clothes from their businesses.
Yeah.
If you look from the amount of effort and years they've put into it, according to like Warren Buffett, he said for your business to start making real money, you need to be in business for about 10 years. So I was like, woo, 10 years, that's a lot. But for you to become a multi-million business, about 10 years, and that's the average. So it's a lot
That's
of work.
good. It's a lot
Yeah.
of work. So for you, for your business to run smoothly, what supporting team do you have?
So my team should be bigger, but like I told you, I'm very I'm holding on to my business too hard. I should let it go sometimes. But right now, so I'm obviously the founder and the CEO of the company, but I'm also the wig maker, the hairstylist, the whatever, the one who's in charge of things like pricing and all this stuff. And then for my WeChat shop and my Shopify store, I have an assistant. She's from China, which makes life so much easier. She handles all of the things that I need to deal with, especially in China, because there's some things that even the government regulations, or
Mm-hmm.
when it's time for your business to be checked and all that stuff, it's very easy for them to close your business like this.
Wow.
Like they can just send you a message and just say your taxes have not been filed for this month, you've got 2 more days to show us your taxes quickly. And they send it in Chinese and I'm like trying to translate. She's like, no, don't worry, I got it. So yeah, I have my assistant, she handles all that and international shipping. And then in terms of like my pictures and social media and all the stuff like products, product pictures and making like labeling the products and all that stuff,
Yes.
we get help from my creative designer, who is also my husband, who is
Yeah.
our photographer. He's basically my photographer for everything because I'm not very good at taking photos. So yeah, he makes sure everything looks very nice and very, streamlined. Like every time you see this logo, this
Yeah.
you see,
Uh-huh.
it's Urban Goddess. So he makes sure everything I put out is constant with those colors and with that.
Exactly.
So
Wow. That's quite interesting. Okay, let me run through some of the the what Nyalas says Eben Goddess is the only god I know for wig coloring.
thank
Okay.
thank you.
Yes. Okay. Now, as we move on, I'm also interested to know, like, are you still thinking of going back into the aircraft, or now you are rooted into the air thing? You have already forgotten about aeroplanes and all this kind of stuff.
Well, I mean, obviously, my parents would love if I got back into the aircraft stuff, but I think they've made peace with the fact that it's not my passion. It's just something I like. It's not my favorite thing, but if need be, one day I might use it. But I am trying to make it. I know I always say this to people, and they find it funny. I say I want to make my first million within the next 1 year. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I'm trying to jump that 10 years and like just do it, but my business is it's everything to me. It's my focus and I want to see as far as I can go with it. And I really believe, like, even if it starts slowly, even if your business looks like it only has 10 customers or only 5 people talk about it or only your mom and your dad support it, you will find somebody who's interested in your product. You will find someone who will say, I only want what Ziki sells. I don't want anyone else.
Mm, mm,
For me,
mm.
only want what she has. So I believe that I'm still building my tribe. And to be honest, I have so many customers that I love. Like, I love you guys so, so much. And without them, I'd be nothing. And, they really support me. Even when
Mm.
I have nothing to sell, they're like, I can order now and you can make it in a month or so. So, you know, I'm not really looking into going into anything else unless,
Wow.
if the business completely fails, which I refuse to live.
I'm feeling sorry for your parents. Like they see their child is a degree in aircraft engineering and all this, and it's just in the bag. I feel sorry for them.
Well, actually, what happened is like when I was supposed to come to university, my dad asked me, he's like, "Are you sure about this hair thing?" And I was like, "Yes, I am." And he's like, "Write a business plan. Tell me how are you going to turn hair into a business?" And I drew up a plan for him. I even had like the estimated costs. I drew up this big building that had like Urban Goddess on it, and it was like I was like, "This is going to be my empire. I don't know where it's gonna be, but it's gonna be somewhere." And my dad was like, "Well, look, the reality of life is that life doesn't always go the way you plan. So you would rather have something to fall back on that is something you have good knowledge in and something that you might enjoy. So go ahead and do your degree. After your degree, do what you want." So right now,
Whatever you want.
even my dad will be like, "Ah, this wig is nice. You're doing well." So
Wow, that's
yeah, they're
beautiful.
really in it. Thank
No,
you. Thank you, Nyala.
so Nyalas is saying I was mentored by her when I was still very small, especially wig area. I appreciate her a lot. Keep up the good work. Anyway, so now for the past 2 years, it has been very difficult for businesses with the pandemic and everything. How did you manage to stay afloat?
So surprisingly, I think the last 2 years were the best 2 years of my business. I think maybe also because I had a lot of free time. Now I just had time to just focus on my business. And a lot of the times it's not even about how much you're putting out, it's about the quality of what you're putting out.
Hmm.
So let's say you are selling two products. Those two products could make you a millionaire. Like
True.
Jeff Bezos started selling books and then he's ended up as Amazon. But it's
Wow.
how you're presenting it. It's you ask yourself when you want to post something, you're like, why am I posting this? What is the reason? What is the person gonna feel when they see my post? Are they gonna be like, whatever? Or they're gonna be like, oh, let me check out her page or let me see what else they have. So I think somebody in the comments just said like your passion is where you find your happiness. You like for me, I'm very creative and you
Yeah.
know it's part of the reason why maybe my business is not so big because I just want to focus on creating. I don't want to do the other stuff, the hard stuff.
Oh,
But I had a lot of time on my hands. I started creating, learning new skills. I'm self-taught, so I'm always watching videos, trying to better myself. I learned how to do color, like to the point where I am at now. So it was actually
mhm.
pretty good. I would definitely say, strange enough, it was a good time for me.
Okay, so are there any support groups in China or in Beijing which you guys will go and just work together?
Unfortunately, not really, because I think right now, especially with most people with the climate that's here, everyone's just looking out for themselves. Unfortunately, but
Unfortunately.
yeah, I mean, it's tough. You just gotta stay on your feet, however you stay on your feet. But I do know that there is this group called BE now. They're trying to have a gala in Beijing in about a month or so. They want to highlight black businesses and just try to help us to get our businesses to where they need to be. Because I
Mm,
think a lot of the times we don't take our business seriously. We just
true.
like I sell things. No, you don't sell things. You're a business person. Your business is you. The way you act, the way you talk to people, they'll remember that and say, I'm not going to buy from Chelsea because she said bad words to me. Small
Yeah,
things. So there's a lot of professionalism that we lack as business people. And unfortunately, there's no support groups here, but on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram, there's enough help that you can get.
that you can get for your business to float. So you're saying there's a question that I want to ask you. It's
Is that
about the way you see China Africa
mhm.
relationship.
So with this one, it's obviously it's a little bit tricky because I think for someone who's outside China, especially people back home in Africa, they see China completely differently. Like the way I used to view China in 2012 when I first came, and how I see it now, it's completely different. You see the good, you see the bad, you see the ugly,
True.
you see everything. So for me, I would say, especially with, you know, a lot of Chinese people coming into Africa and they're helping us, build stuff. I think also Africans should maybe learn a couple of things from China. Like in the last 100 years, China has become like, yo, they blew up. It's crazy. you know. And then at the same time, you know, we as Africans, I feel like we should focus more on being the producers instead of just the consumers, because there's a lot of things that we ourselves have, like even in the hair industry, right? I'll look for example, like you said, like me opening a hair factory in Zimbabwe.
Yes.
If maybe there were measures in place that would make opening such things in our countries easier, I would happily want to be in my own country because I love my people. I love being there, but unfortunately, you know, the economic climate doesn't allow it. So it's a half and half. Like there's good things, there's bad things happening.
Yeah.
I hope that like as time progresses, we see a lot more like African people being the producers and us giving the world like, hey, world, here you go, here's some stuff for you. So
Yeah. Hmm. Interesting stuff there. Also, there's been some cries, especially with business people, Zimbabwean business people abroad, and in terms of banking and everything. Have you ever encountered any of those problems in the running of your business?
yeah, actually, so I'm not sure if it applies to students as well, but in China, if you are from a list of about 80 countries, I think, these are all
Mm.
world countries. They're under sanctions, obviously, from the government, so you're not allowed to open a bank account, a business bank account. So that means that when it's time to declare your taxes, you need to have some way to show that you've been banking, but you can't use your personal bank account. So you need to have like multiple bank accounts just to get through 1 month of of accounts and all that.
Mm.
Back home as well, I don't know how people receive money back and forth, but I only use PayPal. It's the easiest for me. I tried Western Union. It's a little bit difficult as well. So I just stick to PayPal, and it's easier for me and my international clients. And yeah, it just keeps all my stuff in one place, because I think when you're receiving payments through a lot of different platforms, it gets a little bit tricky.
Yeah, it's true. It's true because I think those are some of the activities. Like a lot of people, some people they don't understand to what extent sanctions have affected
Yeah.
businesses and people in general. Because a lot of people they talk just in the sense of just talking. Sanctions are nothing. Sanctions don't affect. They don't affect us. They don't affect individuals. But when you have been to that situation as an individual and you want to do something, and then something that you want to do has been stopped because of this situation, this is now you are able to explain like what you're explaining right now. But I think there's a lot of people out there who don't really understand it in that way, that you
Yeah.
get affected you know
It's really difficult. It could actually just stop your business altogether. So you need to find ways to go about it. And also to
Wow.
be careful of like people who help with changing money and all this stuff. It's tricky.
Mm. I
It's very,
know, I know. I know it's really hectic. I truly understand.
very
I truly
tricky.
understand. Wow, that is very interesting. And now when we come back to the issue of the hair, do you have like where do you source your hair before you start to to make it personalized? You source it
Um,
around, do you have your people, you know?
yeah, so I have two main factories that I work with. So I'm very
Wow.
picky in terms of hair. I think I've gone through about maybe 15 factories to end up
Wow.
with these two. There's sometimes like even I've shown sometimes on my WeChat moments, like I'll be like, guys, look what this factory sent me and the picture that they had sent before. Oh, it's a mess. But I finally found two factories. So one of the factories I actually work in collaboration with them. So I do color some of their wigs that they sell outside as well. And
Oh.
they in turn they also give me hair, like whatever hair I need, or give me at a certain price, or all that stuff. Give me the hair faster. They make my stuff priority and all that, so that if I need to make the wig, I still have time. And then the other
Mm.
factory, they just basically just source the hair for me and then they send it. So I've gone through
Mm.
all this just to get the best hair that I could find, because I'm very picky with hair, and I don't like I think the first thing I notice about somebody is their hair. Like I will remember a person through the week they were, or something like that. So I feel like your hair is like an extension of yourself. So it should always look.
Exactly. Wow, that is quite interesting. Now, some people now they want to know about, we have seen that there, we here we already know who is legit and who is not legit. And when it comes to the issues of buying goods abroad, so people be like, if I buy this hair from this woman, will I receive my goods and everything? So what can you tell people, advice that you can give people who want to buy goods abroad, especially online?
Yeah, so online, like I'll speak in my own case. Like for me, I only have two places that I sell online. It's WeChat or the WeChat shop and the Shopify store. So, a lot of the times there's also people who are making fake accounts and all this stuff. So I always do tell people that, if you see a factory posting a wig with my logo on it, it's not mine. Like they're going to give you something that is not what you ordered, if they even give it to you, and you can only get it directly through our Shopify store or the WeChat shop or WeChat. So, people also need to be kind of wary about that. But then in general, I'd say like if you're a person who has a business and you want to reach people, I know we're always tempted to be on every platform.
Yes.
Trust me, you are better off unless if you have, a huge team of like, I don't know, 50 people who are gonna manage those platforms for you. But it's very easy to get get excited about, I want to be on this platform, this one, this one, this one, this one. But then now you're confusing your buyers, because if someone clicks on Urban Goddess, they should just go to my one store. They
Yes.
shouldn't first go to one store that will lead them to another store, to another. They'll be like, what, this chick, she's not legit, let me leave it. So I think we should focus on find your one or two niche places and work with that and stick with it. You'll find your people there.
Hmm. Interesting. So we have a lot of young people also want to venture into businesses and everything. What encouraging ways can you just tell them? You started from scratch. You started everything from scratch by yourself.
So the first thing I'm gonna say is that you can do it. Like literally, don't think you can't because you see your neighbor is doing better than you, or somebody who started after you seems to be making more money. You don't know what's going on with people at the end of the day. You don't know why people will choose you, and you don't know what makes you, actually you do know what makes your product unique.
Yeah.
So if you have an idea, you have a business idea, you know that this can be something, give it 110%. If it fails, it fails. But
True.
give it a go. And you have to be ready to give up a lot of things for it. You're going to miss out your friends' events, birthday parties, family meetings. People are going to be like, we never see you outside. Yeah, because you're working on your future. And I also like to believe that you should always envision your business or envision your future the way you want it to be. Don't look at yourself small. You know, everyone came from nothing. There's nobody who
True.
was a business person. Literally, even if they were given, like Trump was given $1 million loan by his dad, or if you started from nothing, it doesn't matter because everyone has to start somewhere. If you have one customer for a month, it's okay. You have to start somewhere and you have to push until you get to where you're going and believe that you can do it, because you're not going to always be a small business. One day you're going to be a household name and you just got to keep pushing. So you can do it no matter how hard it gets. Just remember that you can do it.
Very, very interesting there. Now, we have also, a lot of um, youth in Zimbabwe right now. They are thinking like, what am I going to do? Things are not working well, the exchange rate and everything. So what should they do?
I think I'll say, to be honest, business is not for everyone. I think this is something that I've learned over time, that even there's some certain things in a business that you think you want to do until you realize this is not for me. You're gonna have to just sit and look at yourself and be honest with yourself. Like, what am I capable of? What are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? If I decide to start a business, can I actually handle it? Can I be organized? Can I show up to meetings on time? Can I represent myself in the correct way? Or should I just go and look for a job or work for someone, or for now do my own project? Or like, you need to really be honest with yourself, because like for me personally, I really used to think that, business was going to be overnight. I had all these plans in my head. And then I realized how much work went into it. Sometimes I sleep at 5 a.m. and I look like I'm crazy. Even people will be asking me, do you sleep? And I'm like, I can't. I can't sleep because I have to get this done. People want their products. People want what you promised them. You said to them, I can deliver this. Now you got to do the work. My other friends are going to parties, they're going to brunches, and I'm just missing out. But in the future, it'll all get better. So You just have to know that it's going to be very hard at the beginning, but if it's for
Yeah,
you.
it's true. Okay, generally yourself as a business person, what would you advise someone, for example, should they travel from home to China to come and buy their own goods themselves, or they can find buyers or those we call runners to buy for them? Which one is better for people?
So I think it also depends on what your product is, right? So I mean, obviously for things like clothes and shoes and I think wigs, it is pretty easy to just get it from get it from the runners. But at the same time, I'm just gonna put a disclaimer. Not everyone is legit. Things are tough here. People are doing whatever they can. So you have to be very careful who you decide to work with. And then coming to China is a very big expense for someone who's starting a very small business. So if they have the money, by all means, come to China, see the factory yourself, go and see exactly what it is that you want. But if you cannot, I would say try to find a reputable runner, someone who has experience, someone who people can vouch for over again, and be ready to invest some money and out of your time into getting the product that you want.
Hmm. Interesting, interesting. The people, I think the people are listening because I've heard a lot of people asking, I want to come by myself, I want to travel to, so which city should I go to buy goods and everything? But anyway, to those who can travel, which cities can they go to?
I think obviously as well, depending on the products, but I think the main cities is Iwu and Guangzhou because in my understanding, Iwu is basically the main manufacturer of everything. Well, besides hair stuff, for what I've seen, they manufacture a lot of stuff, and then
Yeah.
Guangzhou is more of the market. That's where they sell the stuff. And then for hair factories, there's a lot in Shandong as well, and Guangzhou. So it really just depends what it is you want. But I think my main thing is like, please do your research. Like even if it's gonna take you 3 months to research, take your time and research because you don't want to come
Yes.
to China and end up wasting 2 or 3 weeks going to the wrong places because you didn't find out where you're supposed to go at first. So all
Hmm.
this stuff is all available on the internet. Like, instead of watching Netflix that one night, just spend your night researching and finding out what you need to do.
It's true. It's true. Yeah. So you have heard from here. We have different cities for different products. Yeo is where everything is made. Then we have Guangzhou, where you can actually buy, all those kind of stuff. So you just have to make your researches, like what she's saying. If you really want to travel by yourself, make your researches. If you want to use runners, also make your research because some people will take your money and then you will never hear from them again. I've seen those
Yeah,
stories circulating on social
a lot.
media a lot. Okay. Um, or someone is saying what? Okay, Ziki can. Okay. I will do that. Okay, so as we move forward again, okay, maybe right. Show us that other wig that is on your right.
Okay. This one is actually my personal wig. I'm sure some people who follow me, they've seen me wearing it. Basically, this is what I call this kind of color like honey blonde. Like you can see, it's got like um, different strands of like
Yeah,
blonde.
yeah, it's beautiful.
So yeah, it's like this is the custom color. Like as you can see, all this. So
Wow.
like this lace is what we call the frontal, right? So you can see I've already cut lace to suit myself.
Yeah.
This is a frontal. It's ear to ear, and it definitely needs glue to put it on. It's just like the one I'm wearing today. Like you definitely need glue to like make sure all of this is down. Otherwise, it'll lift up. So as you can see, this is glued. It's
Wow.
not good. So this is more for the people who don't mind spending their time installing a wig. I wouldn't recommend it for everyday wear. It's also very long, so it's
Ah.
not. It's more of like when you want to really stand out, and yeah, it's pretty long. So curling it and all the stuff will take time. So I always like recommend like if you want something that's showy, that's flashy, you want everyone to stop and look at you when you walk in. These are the kind
Mm.
of things to do.
Wow. But I'm
Yeah.
I, I'm really, there's this thing that always confuses me. Like I hear people talk of different types of hair. Some say I want South Korea. What others will say I want India. Others. I'm like, what is the difference? How do you differentiate? Where is the difference there?
So the difference with the hair, sorry, let me just put this back on. So the difference with the hair is that it depends where it came from. So as you know, this is called human hair. And the human part is a person who donated or the hair got cut off. And then they mix it with fibers and a whole lot of other things to now make
Yes.
it the wig and all that stuff. So I would say most of the hair, it comes from India, obviously, Cambodia, Vietnam, and China. So
Wow.
if you're a person who is very much into hair, you would know, like, if I can actually feel the difference between these types of hair. So I know, like, a lot of the times people say, I want Brazilian, I want Peruvian. This actually doesn't exist. This is all hair from Asia. They just gave it a fancy
Wow.
name.
So which one?
So
Which one? A lot of ladies, or your most of your customers, they prefer which type of hair do they prefer? Like the texture is cool. Which ones?
So my people mostly they prefer 12A. So now inside the human hair industry, we now have like levels that we've put. So there's
Oh,
each A means a different thing. So right now the highest quality hair on the market is what we call 12A hair. So this 12A hair, it's obviously the most expensive, but it's the most durable. You can have these wigs for like 5 to 6 years. And then
wow.
within the 12A, that's when you now have the Cambodian, Indonesian, Indian. There's a lot of different factors. So for me to make it easier for myself, I only deal with like just the normal Cambodian or just the normal Chinese hair. Because Indian hair, you have to get it from India, which is also very,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes, yes, okay. And I think, well, sometimes I get confused. Someone says, I want this, I want this. So I'm like, how do you know? How can you tell? But people say, no, I know. If I feel it, I can know.
But usually sellers just lie to you that it's this. And so
Wow.
you get, no, it's not. You have to be able to tell the difference.
Mm, mm, mm. Very interesting. Anyway, guys, I'm going to put the link here. We don't want to keep you very long, okay? I'm going to put a link for those of you who want to make a comment or you want to ask Eben Goddess some questions. Just follow the link and you'll be taken straight into the studio, okay? Unfortunately, I'm not opening my phone to check messages being sent on Facebook, because if I do that, the network we have some problems, so I can't. So I'm just saving to share my link there. Anyone who wants to come into the stream might can just click on the link and it will take you straight into the studio. All right. Then we can talk.
Yeah.
And also, let me just read some of the comments here. Someone is saying it's always good to build inner capacity in country, as well as if government policy supports or if it is favorable for such people. Someone says it is always cheaper in China for a certain extent. And then Connie, hey Connie, Connie says we need a master class, okay? We need to
Oh,
learn. It's
thank
true.
you.
So, okay, now because I've spoken about of Connie, she's also a makeup artist. And what is the relationship there? How do you guys meet? You know, a
Um,
beautician and the hairstylist.
yeah, I think we both need each other actually, because as much as you can make somebody's hair nice, with women, if you've noticed, when it's an event or a wedding or something, she always has hair and makeup. So hair and makeup, it goes together. And even a lot of influencers or a lot of people who are hairstylists, they actually end up becoming makeup artists as well. So you can offer the service together. So hair and
Oh,
makeup go very well together. They're like twins or sisters.
so
They go very
you have to know your thing. You need to know how to do makeup.
yeah. So I think also, over the years, makeup has actually become being a makeup artist has also become a business. And
Big one.
initially, yeah, before people would just be like, she does makeup. Now it's like it's actually her business. She's a makeup artist. So there's a lot of business stuff to be learned about as well in the makeup industry.
Interesting. Okay, as we are about to close, guys, if you have got any questions, we'll be closing very soon today. I'm not going to keep people for long here. Okay. Now, as we are about to close, I also want to know, like, when you're doing business, How do you, for example, I'm in doing business, and then I realize that money for bread, I want to buy some bread, or I want to buy some lipstick. How do you balance that? Because me, I will see that I sold a weave for $50. I can just take 10 from there and go and buy some. How do you pay yourself?
So I know it's gonna sound crazy, but I pay myself in weeks. That's how I pay myself. So I don't necessarily give myself a salary because all I want is wigs. So if I know that I want a certain wig and it's 2,000 RMB, I'm going to make sure I somehow make it up that there's no loss in that because it's very
Wow.
easy to just get carried away. And I basically don't use I try not to use my business profits for like, stuff like shopping or, any
Mm.
extra stuff. Unless if I want a wig, I can get a wig for my business. Everything else, I use my other side hustles to get my money.
Because some of us, I would just say like, this one is just paid. If I just take a 10, it's okay.
You take that 10 and then someone messages you and says, "Hi, actually, can I get the money back because I decided I don't want this one. I want a cheaper one." What do you do now?
I get it. I get it. No, it's very, very interesting. So I really want to thank you for enlightening us on how to go about it, and also you spoke about how to register your business in China, and even you also spoke that even when you're outside, there's some ways that you can do it if you want to open. I've heard of people who are now outside, but they're still running their businesses,
Yeah.
like that, and also how to buy online, how to be careful not to be scammed, also to work and to research on how to do it so that you don't lose your money, okay, because this thing is online. So anything to do with online, you can never be 100% sure of all those kind of stuff. So I really want to thank you so much. Maybe next time we're going to bring you back again, and then you're going to teach us how to start from scratch. You'll be telling us, everybody, take your pen and paper now, write, you help us to write business scope, business, because we really want to empower each other. And again, I think before we even go, how do you intend to empower other young women out there, or any other person, and also understand that you are a mentor? So
Yeah.
how do you go about it?
So basically, my philosophy is that there is room for all of us to eat and enjoy life. It's not only one person that has to make it in life, even if we're in the same industry. If you come to me, like I'm sure, like like you saw that Nyala said, and I do actually mentor like 3 or 4 small hair businesses in China. And for me, it's more of when I started out, I wish I had somebody to tell me some of the things that I was going to face that was going to make it
Yeah.
easy. Also for me, I'm very confident in my product and my quality, so I find no problem in helping someone else, find their main thing that they can do and find what they're good at in their business and all that. So I do like to mentor a lot. I'm obviously, not a business guru yet. Hopefully, in about a few months, I think I would have gotten the hang of what I'm trying to learn now because I'm trying to get into actually learning like data analysis and all that stuff. So
Mm.
I do like to mentor people. I do like to teach. I love to teach people about hair. I try to do tutorials every now and then. If you look at my WeChat, I've got a
Yes,
lot of
yes,
tutorials. Yeah.
yes.
I'm always trying to give people tips on, how to style your hair, how to do this. So I'm always willing to, help whichever way I can. And I think I like it when people also make the initiative to go the extra mile and learn by themselves. So
Yeah.
you get empowered, but you need to also push yourself as well. So I'm
Mm.
hoping that within the next coming years, I can also be able to do that with some ladies in Zimbabwe. Stuff like something that I didn't mention that I actually do is something called microlinks. So I'm not very sure if anybody else offers microlinks yet in China, but I think I might be one of the very few.
Wow.
Microlinks is basically a way to put extensions into your hair without glue, without sewing, just using some beads and some other ways we do it. So, I want to teach people how to do that in Zimbabwe. That's a very easy way to make money because it's something new and
Yes.
it can reach a lot more people. So I'm hoping to be able to take that, to Zimbabwe and
Anyway, if you don't mind, if you're able to type in the comment section, you might type your Instagram handle, and your Facebook, so that other people who might want to go and check and get in touch with you?
Okay, let me see if I can type. Um, I'm not seeing a place to type.
Okay. If you can't, is okay. Maybe you can just type to me, and then I will type for you.
Okay. So my social media, the first one is my Instagram. My Instagram is urban goddess underscore wings. That's my Instagram. I sent it in the private chat if you can see it.
Okay, okay, I can see it.
So that's my Instagram and Facebook. I'm not very active on Facebook. I should be, but
It's okay.
I,
I know business people, all of you, you.
it's so hard to manage all these social medias, you know. It's
Okay.
very difficult. So I mainly operate on Instagram and on WeChat.
Yeah,
My
most businesses, I know that you guys, you operate on Instagram.
yeah, but Facebook is also a very
Okay, so this one
good
is what? The first one that you gave us is for what?
Instagram.
Oh, Instagram, right? Okay. Instagram. Okay. I've put it there. I think if they get to Instagram, it's easy. People will just get you there.
Yes,
Okay, let me just
and
put it
that
here.
one is WeChat. So that's mostly where I do my business.
So there it
I,
is, guys. You can take it and then you can. Okay.
yeah,
So anybody can just see it from the screen there. Then they can get it from there.
yeah. You guys
Uh,
can go and check out some of my cool
so,
stuff.
man, tell us
Links.
which countries do you send? Do you ship your products from? Which countries? And how
Uh,
long? How long does it take? How long does it take to receive?
so because of COVID, obviously, like right now, I'm in Beijing. I cannot even send you anything because we're locked down.
I know.
I know it's so stressful, but on average, sending like to the US takes about 5 to 7 business days, depending, if you use UPS or if you use FedEx or DHL. And
Mm,
then shipping to Zimbabwe takes about 2 to 3 weeks because we have to ship through agents, so it's a little bit difficult. And then
yes.
shipping, it depends as well. Like I said, there's a lot of duty involved. So sometimes shipping to SA, there is extra duty. So if the customer is willing to, accept that extra cost, then we can use DHL. So
Mm,
most every other country, it's about 7 working days.
mm. So it's about 7 to 14,
Yeah,
14 days.
but then
Ah.
always definitely about 2 to 3 weeks.
Mm. So how has this lockdown been treating you?
This one was very unexpected. I wasn't I wasn't ready for this. No, it just took us by surprise. And at first, I was very upset. Obviously, I was like, I did not plan for this.
Yeah, it's true.
I wanted to reach. But once again, like the last lockdown, now I'm actually taking time to do the stuff I've always wanted to do. I'm learning some
Exactly.
new. I
Exactly.
managed to get, like I said, the wig install kit. I'm going to be launching it probably next week, Friday, I think, or this coming Friday,
Mm.
actually. I've managed to get all that together. I've managed to open my Shopify store during this time. So all this stuff is
Wow.
managed to do it during
Very
this time. So
interesting.
the lockdown hasn't been too bad, besides not being able to send things.
Lucky you. Okay. You use your time, productively. Okay. So thank you so much, everyone. Let me just shout out to my people. Glom Chibaya is saying, please teach me coloring. Or Luke Gold AJ is saying, God bless your hustle, sis Chelsea. And then we have Tendai, hey Tendai, Connie, hey, 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 Raymond, hey, hey, Yashay. Thank you so much, guys. Diana Nyalas. Hey guys, thank you so much. I'm just giving some shout out. Lady P, thank you so much, sis. I see
Thank you
you.
all so much. Yes.
Diana, the talking surfer, and everybody else that I didn't mention by name. Thank you so much, guys. So tonight, every Sunday, we have Business Sunday Talk. We bring you all these young businesses. We all about knowing what's going on. You remember recently we've been talking about SADC youth, what they're doing, the challenges they're facing, and everything. And we just don't cry, okay? We just don't cry. Sometimes we come with solutions and make things happen. So today we had to exhibit or to show that in as much as things are hard, you have to do what you have to do for things to work. So I really want to appreciate everyone. Thank you so much, Chelsea, for your time.
Thank you, Ziki, for having me.
I
Actually,
really
for
thank
introducing
you.
me
Thank you.
to
Good
I really
night. Good night. Thank you.
yeah.
Okay,
Thank you,
thank
guys,
you so much.
and I hope you all learned
See
something.
see you soon. You can come out of the stream.
Okay. Not sure how to.
Okay, let me help you. Okay, now you're out of the stream. Okay. Okay, guys, so thank you so much for joining Ziki. I really appreciate everybody who has been here, and thank you so much for your thumbs up. Thank you so much for your likes. I appreciate you guys. For tonight, I'm not going to take long, guys. I really want to sleep. For real, for real, for real. Yesterday, we had a very, very long, long discussion, guys. We took how many hours? Like 3 hours or so. We were talking a lot. So tonight, guys, I really want to sleep, okay? I really want to sleep. I'm not going to stay here for a long time. So thank you so much, everyone who joined me. You know where to find Ziki, okay? You already know where to find Ziki. But you guys, before you go, before you go, just wait a little bit. I want to ask you something, guys. You see? Okay, let me remove this thing on my screen so that you can see properly what I'm talking about. You see, guys, I still have 10 intact. So which one should go first? If you don't get it, forget about it, okay? If you don't get it, forget about it, okay? If you don't get it, forget about it. I still have 10. And even on my feet, they're still there. 10. So which ones? Or women are not supposed to do that? I don't know. I don't know. Okay, guys. Good night. Someone, unless some of oh, they don't want the hands. I'm sorry. I'm thinking like they want we can use the hands. I'm thinking like we can use these fingers. The toes. Yo, what will I do? How am I going to wear? People are crazy out there. I swear to you guys. People are crazy. Okay, very very crazy. Mm. Anyway, let me go, guys. You need my. Okay, I need to. No, 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 no. My toes, I can't. Only toes. No, no, no. Did you listen to that? Did you listen to that traditional healer when he was explaining how you do it, guys? He was making it very, very scary. The way he was explaining. He was making it very, very scary. Say, a snake and every yo. Oh my God, it's really serious, guys. It's really serious. But anyway, we just need to keep hustling, guys. We just need to keep hustling. So thank you. Good night. Good night. Good night. Oh my God, I need to sleep today. Very early. See you tomorrow. Same time, same place.